What up? It's Bones, and let's go ahead and take a look at some quick custom work that I did. Now, this was on the Gotham Knights Red Hood, which of course did not come with any pistols or any visible holsters. So, I did look into some pictures on this character from the game, and surprisingly, the more I got into it, the more little details I found, and it actually made the figure a little bit more interesting to me. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. Starting off at the top, let's look at the head. Now, I did want to separate the two layers of helmet mask that he has. You do have the front part that is held on with like some straps. So I did use two different kinds of red just to give it some contrast. A more darker, shinier for the faceplate, and then a lighter, shinier one for like the underneath part below the straps. So it gives it some separation and a little bit, different layers to the helmet. Looks pretty cool. Now, moving down, I did find tons of different things on the hoodie or chest area. Now, I did add some lighter brown to like the parts that have these like ribbed on the sides, just to give it some separation from the glossier leather on the main part of the vest. So if you look at it, you can actually see that the main part of the vest is actually really shiny, but then the other outer parts are a little bit more matte leather, so they don't have that gloss anymore. And then I did do the little pull strings on his hoodie, and then even the tips of those little strings there. Now, surprisingly, what I didn't even know at first is he actually has a lot of zippers. You have some up here with some buckles, and then one right down the middle, and then you do have some like above the hips. So that was interesting that I didn't know about the figure. The more I looked into it, the more details came out to me. Now, he has like some plates on his shoulders, and I just decided to paint him like a gunmetal gray, like a shiny one. And it's pretty cool. I mean, this is my own custom, for my liking. So I thought it was something just to separate the armor part from the rest of the uniform. So came out pretty good. Now let's go ahead and go lower. I did put some of that gunmetal gray around like where his holster should be at. You could actually see it on the camera there. All around this part of like kind of holster is that same gunmetal gray. I also added some red highlights and silver to the knee pads. And then down at the boots, I added like some silver buckles. All these things I picked up from images, that I looked up about the game. But all in all, the more little details I added, the more paint that I added, the more this figure grew on me, which is always a pleasant surprise. Now that we're looking at these holster areas, let's go ahead and talk about the pistols. Now, of course, if you look up images in the game, it is kind of weird because they do show the guns clipped on right here to like where these straps are, where the holsters should be placed at, but there just has these straps, and then you could just see the pistols like attached to that area on the game. Though I mean, the images of the game that I've seen. So all I could think of was that they like clip onto these straps, but we just can't really tell, exactly how they're connected. So what I ended up doing was I actually made two holes in the pistols, and then made two corroborating holes on the straps, and I added those magnets that I've been, messing around with. But I did add two because if you put one, the gun will just like move around too much, even though it is strong enough to hold on to it. I just thought that the pistol will be liable to, move back and forth. And if you put two, it's just more secure. That way you could move it a little bit, but it won't move too much. You can even move them around and they won't fall off. And with the double power of the two magnets, it's even better. And it just holds it like in a straight vertical position. So actually it worked out pretty good. Now it was a struggle to get these in there, but as you can see now, it just snaps right into place there. And like I said before, it has some give, but it'll snap back in place. And even the other side is the same way. You could unattach it at your leisure and then snap it back on. Now you can still articulate the legs pretty much, and the gun just moves with the leg. So all in all, it was pretty cool. I do have some images, to show you where I actually placed the magnets, but now they are locked into place here, pretty much like the way it looks in the game. So came out pretty good, pretty happy with it. Now I did change his hands because of course he did have those gun gesture hands and only one trigger hand. Now surprisingly, the Thomas Wayne hands actually fit perfect on here, and they even have some straps and like different little sculpted out parts that actually fit well with this character. And then I did repaint them, adding some light gray and red on the around the finger area, pretty much following the way it looks in the game. And then of course you pop off the pistol and you're able just to slide it in to the hand. You could do both. That way you could have, double pistoled Red Hood. Now this is helping us right now that we're not getting any weapons because of Warner Brothers mandate, but this way you could get your figure the way you actually want it or prefer it. Now he does have these clips tied onto the back of his hips, and I did notice that you could actually see the bullets like in some images, and they look like, like goldish copper looking. So I did add that little detail there, which just gives it another little highlight to the figure. But all in all, he came out pretty awesome. He's gonna look good on the shelf. Now I just need to get the rest of the figures from this wave, but he has his magnetic working holsters. The guns fit right into his trigger hands, and what more do you want from a Red Hood? Now let's go ahead and bring in the original Red Hood. That has this is the one that actually came with the pistols. Still love that figure. And then here is my custom of the Three Jokers Red Hood. He has his holsters and pistols. But this is, we've gotten a lot of Red Hood from McFarlane, which is not surprising because, of course, that in the aftermarket, Red Hood always goes for a lot of dinero because he is a highly sought after figure. So McFarlane is not dumb by releasing as many versions as he can. Good sellers, for the company. So that is my quick repaint of the Red Hood from Gotham Knights. Working holsters, pistols, and actually all the detail paint gives them a sharper look. So you guys keep hunting out there, keep collecting, keep customizing, and I will see you on the next one.